Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Behind the Screen podcast on a Saturday night. You guys, we got a special movie collection battle going on tonight. I got two brand new contestants on tonight's panel ready to battle it out just for you. So thank you everybody in the chat that could be here and watch this live. The replay. Thank you for catching the replay. Definitely, if you're new to the channel, subscribe and like this video. But nonetheless, man, we got two contestants right here ready to battle it out for all of you guys. So let's introduce. We got Shane and we got Dell on movies, aka Wendell Otley, who's usually in the chat. You guys can go ahead and introduce yourself, shout out your channels or anything you got going on. Shane's box office, we'll start with you.
All right, so I'm Shane, of course, from Shane's Box Office, and I have an Instagram page. You can see all my new recent pickups that I have there and all the movies that I've been watching. I do have a Letterboxd account, which is Shane's Box Office. You can see some reviews that I've wrote and rankings, lists, ratings, and you can also find my full Blu-ray collection if you're curious what I have in the collection on Letterboxd. And I'm thinking of doing a monthly recent pickups video. So every month I'll show you what I got on a IGTV video. And then I'm thinking of going into StreamYard and streaming a little bit. So I still got to play around with it a little bit, but I'll see how that goes. So that's what I have going on.
All right. Awesome stuff. You guys make sure you sub up to his channel, follow him on Instagram. So thank you, Shane, for coming up here tonight. I know you've been waiting a while to come on, so I'm glad to have you tonight. Dale on movies, go ahead and introduce yourself. Anybody who's not familiar with you.
All right, I'm Dell at Dell on Movies. That's my blog on Blogspot, dellonmovies.blogspot. Very active on Twitter at Dell on Movies, and also have a Letterboxd account at Dell on Movies. And like Shane, I got a list with my entire collection on it if you want to check that out.
All right, awesome, man. Glad to have you up here. Thank you for saying, come on up here. We had a little time constraint. Had to make sure it was around a certain time. So we got it all together for you guys tonight. So I'm glad to have both contestants here. But nonetheless, let's get into the chat real quick before we go over the rules of the battle. Let's see who we got showing up tonight. We got NM Media saying, I am loving these. Jared Runner says, hello there again. Rev 4K says, battle on WrestleMania night, though. That's right. Got the contract signed. But Basement Blue says, I am loving these also. Stanley James is also in the building. Welcome, Stanley. Video J81 says, 4K crew, what's going on? Basement Blues, I'm happy to watch a battle on a Saturday night. I am glad you can be here, sir. Rev 4K says, the battle out of nowhere. So, all right, there it is, you guys. Thanks for being here tonight with us. But you guys already know the rules, but let's go over it just in case we have anybody that is new to the videos that hasn't witnessed these magnificent battles. It's a 9-round battle. 9 questions or categories will be asked. Both contestants will have 1 minute to retrieve the movie that best fits the question or category. We've chosen who will go first backstage. So once each contestant goes and shows off their movie, the chat will vote on which movie best fits the question or category. If after each round, if both contestants show the same movie, we scrap the round and the chat will come up with the questions tonight. However, if somebody does not have a movie that fits the category, they forfeit and the person that has the movie wins the round and we keep moving along. Contestants, are you ready?
Ready?
Yep.
All right. Let's get into round number 1. Show a movie that begins with the word the. So something a little bit easy for these guys. There's plenty of movies that they can choose from as long as it begins with the word the. So it just opens the floodgates for a lot of films. I thought I started a little bit easy to get them into it. We're on a little bit of an off night tonight. So I just want to make sure we get, the process going. Everybody gets comfortable and we get this show rolling on a Saturday night. So thank you guys once again for being here, taking the time out to kick it right here in the 4K corner. We got Latula Moore says, what's good 4K D-Ray? What is going on? Thank you for being here, sir. Danny K Reviews is in the house. He says, "What's up?" Home Movie Collections 8K is in the building. What is going on, everyone? K says he would pull The Shining. Chongo says The Departed. Jared Runner says The World's End. And Stanley James is saying, "Hey, what's up to Rev 4K?" But looks like we've got both contestants ready to go. So let's get back into round number one. It says, show a movie that begins with the word the. All right, Dell on movies. Looks like you are up first, sir.
All right, I almost went with The Shining. I saw that comment. I almost went with that, but instead I grabbed The Outlaw Josie Wales. Let me see if there's a better one. The Outdoor Josie Wales. This is a digibook version. So it's got kind of a sub. And one of my favorite Westerns.
Yeah, a little bit of Clint Eastwood. I love it.
That's right.
All right, Shane's box office. What you got that can compete with a little bit of that Clint Eastwood?
I did actually choose The Shining, and it's the 4K version. I love the slipcover. My first time was watching it last year. I watched it twice, and I think it's a great horror movie. Jack Nicholson's performance is amazing. So yeah, I chose that.
All right, so there you have it. Got The Outlaw of Josie Wales, and we got The Shining. Go ahead and start casting your votes.
Good choice.
I guess that would have started off crazy already if both of you guys would pull The Shining.
I was about that close to it.
Basement Blue says The Boondock Saints. L2 Mando is here. He says, "What is good?" Stanley James, how is everyone? NM Media says he pulled The Room. Laugh out loud. Home Movie Collector 8K says pull The Disaster Artist. Tierra Ray says The Shining. Chongo says Outlaw of Josie Wales. Mid-Level Media made it in here tonight. He says, "What is up, everyone? Glad to have you, sir." Rev 4K, I'm a huge Eastwood fan. Going with Dale. Josie Wales is awesome. NM Media is going with The Shining, so it's 1-1. K says Shane pulled through, taking The Shining. Stanley James saying, "Hey, Mid-Level Media." L2 Mando is going with Shane. Shane is up 3-1. Bethany Payne is in the building again tonight. Outlaw Josie Wales. Stanley James is picking The Shining. Looks like Basement Blues is also going with The Shining. Mid-Level Media says Shining always. That slipcover is incredible. Yes, it is. Definitely cannot go wrong with that classic. My vote goes to The Shining. Side Hustle Cinema is here. Says The Shining. Rev 4K says Ken will pull the ET. That ET thing is just never going away. Danny K Reviews says The Shining. Stoop 411 says, "Hello, everyone. Welcome back tonight. Glad to have you again." Home Movie Collection says, "I like the creativity of pulling Josie Wales. That gets my vote." Yeah, I'm glad. I like seeing, something different that no one's thinking about. Jared Runner's going with The Shining. Steven Weber's also going with The Shining. Shrimper Man is taking The Shining. Lapcat 20 is back in the building. Haven't seen Lapcat in a little while. Hi there. To drop a like to support. We'll have to watch this later. Peace out. Well, thank you for coming in, letting us know. Definitely appreciate you catching it on the replay. Mid-Level Media says only if it was for best score Rev. All right, you guys. So that looks like probably about the end of the votes. It looks like Shane is off to a 1-0 lead, taking this round with The Shining. All right. Awesome round, you guys. Good pulls from both contestants. I love it. Let's see what round number 2 can bring. NM Media says hit that like button, everyone. All right, round number 2. Let's get into it. Show a movie that takes place only in space.
Space.
So I had to throw this question in there. You guys know I'm a space, well, probably don't know, but I am a space fanatic. I follow all things SpaceX right now. I am so in tune with everything they're doing. There's so much information about it. It's just trying to get to Mars. I don't know if it's going to happen in my lifetime, but you know, it's kind of one of those once in a lifetime type things. So I am glued in. Tomorrow we get to see that little helicopter they got on Mars take off. Finally, they hope to get it off the ground tomorrow. So we will see. My eyes will be glued to that to see what is going on. But let's get back into the chat. Let's stop talking about me. K says Gravity, of course. Rev 4K says, I swear I better not see Alien. Chongo says Event Horizon. Movie Collections 8K says, what happened to the category format? Since this was a little bit last minute, we just Shane hit me up yesterday and said, could we do the battle today? So I didn't have time to do it. Had a lot going on outside the home today, so had to take care of that first. So we went with the rounds. Mid-Level Media says, I'm sure this battle will be more entertaining than anything happening at WrestleMania. Yeah, WrestleMania has already had, I think, like 2 weather delays. But you know, Tampa is the home of the most lightning on, I might believe, on Earth, or maybe just the US. I'm not sure, but they get more lightning strikes than anywhere else. So they had a little 2 rain delays, I believe. But I think it has finally, you know, kicked off and everything. I watched a little bit of the pre-show. Kay says Shane's ready to throw those bows. Stanley James says Bobby Lashley retained the WWE Championship. I believe Stanley was at the first match. I know you're big. You're probably watching both right now, so I know you because I know you do the Instagram feed, pulling all the information that's going on with wrestling. So thank you for definitely for being here because I know that's pretty important for you to watch that. Marie Cordillo says hi. Joe Martinez and Marie just wanted to pop in. We'll catch the replay. The Martian is Joe's pick. Thank you guys for popping in. I know it's Saturday night, so a lot of people have things going on. So the people that's here, definitely thank you. If you can catch it on the replay, that's just as good. Rev 4K says Drew should have won. He deserved to win it in front of fans after he carried it through the pandemic. Stanley James said, yeah, that was the first match. All right. Looks like we got both contestants back ready to show off what movies they got. Let's get into that question one more time. Round 2, show a movie that takes place only in space. Shane, you are up first.
All right. So I had something in mind at first, but then I quickly picked something else, and I'm going with Star Wars: A New Hope, the 4K. It's a classic film, and I'll be honest with you, I don't have that many movies that take place only in space, but I figured I'd just pick this one. But yeah, Star Wars: The New Hope, right? Original.
All right, so there you have it. Coming with that Star Wars. It's a hell of a pick, I must say. All right, Dale, what you got for us, sir?
It's a great pick. Not all in space, though. Mine is at least 99%.
It's truly not. But I can say this. I couldn't say anything because, as y'all know, if you've been on my channel, I'm not a Star Wars person, so I don't know. I don't know how much of that movie took place because I can't sit here and be like, yeah, I seen it. Doesn't happen. So I will take it.
A good bit of it. Mine is 99% in space. I know it's been cool to hate this movie lately, but I still like it. And this is Gravity. I don't know if you can see, if you can tell, it's the lenticular 3D version.
Lenticular. Nice. Still waiting on. We're waiting on that 4K. Please give it to us. All right, there you guys have it. We got yeah, definitely not the best movie. I'm gonna say that, but spectacular looking. But there you guys, we have it. Star Wars versus Gravity. Let's get back into the chat. Let's see, I bet you those votes are blowing up. StreamYards love moving my comments around. Mid-Level Media says that sounds like typical WWBS. All right, Chongo says Star Wars: A New Hope gets my vote. Jared Runner's taking Gravity. K is also going with Gravity. M4 Movies is here. He says Star Wars gets my vote. It is 2-2. Got Gravity for the win this round. Bethany is taking Gravity as well. L2 Mando says Shane. So far, it's looking like this might be a close round. Home Movie Collection 8K says Gravity for me this round. Real 4K says going Dell with that Gravity, even though George Clooney is trash. Shrimper Man says Gravity. Mid-Level Media says, dude, Gravity is so good. I love it. I gotta go Star Wars though. Respect the pick. Side Hustle Cinema says Gravity. NM Media is going Star Wars New Hope. Charles Rollins is here. I don't know if there's any connection to Seth Rollins, but looks like he's got him in the picture, but he's going with Gravity. Basement Blues, my first thought was Gravity, so this one goes to Dale on movies. Steven Weber's taking Star Wars. Stanley James is going with Gravity. Danny K Reviews says Star Wars. Stoop 411 says love Gravity, but gotta go Star Wars. Have to go Gravity because it's in 3D. Nice slip we didn't find. Snoonja says Gravity for sure. All right, you guys, there you have it. Looks like Dale on Movies is taking round number 2 with that nice lenticular Gravity 3D. That is awesome. Now we got it tied up going into the third round, 1-1. Maybe this is going to be one of those back and forth battles.
Hope so.
Will see. All right, so round number 3. Show a movie with the best fight scene or scenes that is not Fight Club. So we are looking for some good hand-to-hand combat. So definitely there's a lot of movies you can pull for this question as well. I won't give any suggestions, but I know the chat will. Mr. Dingo says late to the party, was watching WrestleMania. Yeah, I don't even know who they got. I believe the only thing I kind of want to see is maybe Sasha Banks or the other Rhea Ripley. That's about it. Red 4K says I got it on in the background. Dingo. Yeah, that's what I should be doing, but whatever. I'll probably go back and watch some, skip through it. Superman says Bloodsport. Miss Stanley Jane says, hey, Mr. Dingo. Basement Blues says Rocky would be my pick. It's a good one. Red 4K, I would go with The Raid easily. The best hand-to-hand combat film. Yeah, The Raid was really good. Mid-Level Media says you weren't supposed to talk about that 4K. Mission Impossible Fallout or Fearless Jet Li. Chongo says Lionheart. Oh, I forgot about that one. Home Movie Collection says Ongbot Trilogy for me. Flashpoint with Donnie Yen has great fights. And last but not least, Danny K Review says Kill Bill. All right. So round number 3. Once again, it said, show a movie with the best fight scene or scenes that is not Fight Club. Dale on Movies. Round 3, you are up first.
I had to go with this one. There's really no other choice for me. It's the Raid. I got the Raid collection here, but
Nice.
The first one is my choice. The first Raid. The second one is not far behind, though.
Yeah. I was actually going to say that when I read that comment, Raid or Raid 2 Redemption, because I thought the Raid 1 was way better than Part 2. Mm-hmm. Not saying that Part 2 was horrible. I just thought, it was more engrossing.
Part 2 was a little more drawn out, but Part 1 hit you.
All right, Shane. He hit you hard with that one. What you got?
Yeah. I'm going to have to go with Braveheart. I just watched it for the first time recently, and the prolonged fight scenes are really kind of on the edge of your seat. I don't know. I just liked this movie a lot, and I thought the fights were amazing.
I agree. I just rewatched that again not too long ago on 4K, and yeah, that's a nice one. Good.
Yeah.
So you guys bought some heat on that round. Let's get into it. Let's see what everybody is talking about. Red 4K says Chris loves him some Tony Jaa. Voting the Raid before I even see Shane's pick. It's the best. Home Movie Collections 8K says I got much love for all martial arts films, even Steven Seagal. Hey man, I would love to have Out for Justice or Mark for Death come on 4K. Stoop is going with The Raid as well. Shrimper Man says he's going with Braveheart. Home Movie Collection says Raid for me this round. Jared Runner, it's his typical no vote for me comment. M4 Movie says The Raid. Mid-Level Media, I'm going for Raid because Braveheart is Rev's favorite. Latello Moore says round 3 goes to The Raid. K is also picking The Raid. Bethany Payne says The Raid. Mr. Dingo, Raid all day. NM Media is going with Braveheart. Side Hustle Cinema says The Raid. Danny K Reviews is going with Braveheart. Charles Rollins says The Raid. Basement Blues is taking The Raid. L2 Mando says Braveheart. Stanley James voting for Braveheart. And Rev 4K says, I went Raid, but I'll be happy if Braveheart wins. So take that, mid-level Ken. All right. So if there are no more votes coming in, it looks like Dell on Movies will be taking round number 3 with that Raid collection. So there it is. He is up 2 rounds to 1 going into the 4th. So we are almost halfway through the battle, but let's get into round number 4. Show a movie that starts with the letter M. Show a movie that starts with the letter M. This is for everybody that keeps their stuff in alphabetical order. That's the only thing that made me think of these first, the round number 1 and round number 4's question. Started looking at the collection, was like, oh, I just put it in alphabetical order not too long ago. Let me, ask some kind of weird questions. K says we need a mid-level versus Rev 4K rematch. Where is it at? I'm sure one day it's gonna come. Right now, they probably feel like it's still a little too soon to come back on and do it again. But I know eventually they'll more than likely be back. I can already see it happening. K says Matrix. Chongo Chalupa says Manchester by the Sea. Rev 4K says Ken doesn't want. I can see it in his eyes. Wow. All right, Ken. We'll see what you got to say about that. Mid-Level Media says, I have to win one first, K. Bethany Payne says, My Bloody Valentine. Mid-Level Media could be a wow. Yes, sir.
Can it begin with the, or does it have to be straight M?
You know what? We'll take it without the, because I'm gonna be honest, a lot of my movies that started with the, I took that the off and whatever the main title name was, that's where I put it at. So I get what you're saying.
All right.
Charles Rollins says Mortal Kombat. Yeah, that Steelbook 2-pack had just released, so we could see that. Moves and Train Studios. Hey, everybody. Shrimp Man says Magnificent 7. Movies and Train Studio says, what's the topic? So the round is show a movie that starts with the letter M. Jared Runner says My Hero Academia. Heroes Rising. Mo Money. I'm a smack Rev with that Water World next time. And here goes one of my favorite movies, Monster Squad. M4 Movie says, I would have went with Avengers Infinity War Endgame for best fight. We know, yeah, that's just typical stuff. Shots fired. All right, let's go ahead and get back into this. So round number 4 says, show a movie that starts with the letter M. Shane, you are up first.
All right, I didn't have a lot that started with the letter M, but I thought this would be my best pick. I haven't seen it yet, but I heard it's really good. So Malcolm X.
There it is.
Blu-ray.
Nice pick. Was there any other choice you had thought about?
I didn't have a lot. The only other 2 movies I think I had that started with M was a $1 Million Baby and The Monuments Men.
Okay. Well, $1 Million Baby, that wouldn't have been a bad one. A lot of people like that one. All right, Dale, what you got starting with the letter M?
Funny thing is, I bring up Malcolm X almost every week in the chat, and I didn't pull it. But I did take off. I did. We did clear up the. So my movie does start with but the main title is M, and I'm going with The Matrix.
Yep.
Nice.
Not a bad pick at all, I gotta say. And look, Movies and Train Studio said I'd go with The Matrix. So let's get into the votes. Looks like they're already coming in. Malcolm X is my vote. Moves and Train Studio says Dell. K says Shane with a legend pick, Malcolm X. Yeah, that was really surprising. I didn't expect that. Danny K Review says The Matrix. Bethany Payne also going The Matrix. Rev 4K said Denzel the man, but going with Matrix. Shrimp Man is also taking The Matrix. We got Baked Potato Joe Biden back in the building tonight. He says Malcolm X for me. NM Media is going with The Matrix. Another vote for Malcolm X. Matrix, even though Malcolm X is better. Jared Runner says The Matrix. Home Movie Collections 8K says Malcolm X for me. Stanley James, Malcolm X, not a big fan of Matrix. Wow. One of the movies that revolutionized film. He's not a big fan. M4 Movie says never seen Malcolm X, so The Matrix for me. Side Hustle Cinema also going for The Matrix. Basement Blues says Malcolm X. Charles Rolland is taking Matrix. Video J 81 says Malcolm X all day. Mr. Dingo is going with The Matrix. And L2 Mando says Shane. Last vote, Latilla Moore says my vote goes to Malcolm X. Oh, got one more. Ryan says Shane. So let's tally up these votes real quick because it's looking a little close. It looks like Dale on Movies is also taking round number 4 by 3 votes. So he is up 3-1 going into the 5th round. Shane, you got some work to do. You got to start pulling out like the next 3 rounds to get back in it. All right. So hopefully this next round works out just for you. We shall see. Fingers crossed. Let's get into it. Round number 5. Show a Marvel movie that is not a part of the MCU. So we got to go back a little bit, just a little bit. All right, so off both competitors go. Let's see. I got the feeling we're gonna see a little. Probably both might be Spider-Man. Who knows? There's some more. There's some current movies that's still not, MCU related that came out that they could pull. So we'll see which direction these guys go in with this question. Moves and Train Studio says I'd pick either Deadpool or Logan. Jared Runner says Spider-Man 2. Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man, Logan, or Spider-Man 2. Got to vote for Punisher. Charles says Blade. Basement Blues is going Logan. M4 Movie says X2 or Spider-Man 2. Actually still need to get that little X-Men collection on 4K. Got to be the Hulk. Red 4K says Howard the Duck. Hancock. I'd go grab Howard the Duck. Yeah, you lose. Side Hustle Cinema also going with Blade. All right, both contestants are already back. So the question was, show a Marvel movie that is not a part of the MCU. Dale on Movies, you are up first.
All right, I'm going with one that's one of my favorite movies about one of my favorite characters, and it's not all that long ago. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
That is a great pick. And as of right now, I would say mid-level Ken is probably smiling from ear to ear.
Yeah.
All right, Shane's box office. What do you got to compete?
All right, this is one of my favorite movies of all time, so I'm going with Logan.
Cannot go wrong. Spectacular send-off.
Yes.
I don't know if I ever want to see another Wolverine again after that one.
Yeah, that was a great movie.
Yeah.
Making me want to pick it up and watch it once we finish now that I'm thinking about it. All right, let's get back into it. So mid-level media is up first. He says, I vote Spider-Verse before Shane's pick. I'm sorry. I knew that was coming. Bethany Payne says Spider-Verse. Oh, come on, StreamYard. Stop doing it to me. Tula Moore says Logan for the win. Home Movie Collections 8K. Logan this round for me. Shrimper Man also taking Logan. NM Media is going with Logan tonight. Chongo says Spider-Man is my vote. Jared Runner going Logan. K says Spider-Verse. Mr. Rigby is here. He says Logan. Rev 4K going Logan easy. I didn't care for Spider-Verse. Or are you just, kind of picking against Ken? Both great picks, though. Stanley James says Spider-Verse. Tierra says Logan. Stoop says Logan as well. Mid-level media says Spider-Verse is the best comic book movie ever made. Wow. I don't know about that one, but we all got our opinions. Another pick for Logan. Side Hustle Cinema going Logan. Baked Potato Joe Biden picking Logan. Basement Blues also going Logan. Mr. Dingo says both movies are fire. I'm going to go with Logan. Mando is picking Logan. Snooja is also going with Logan. Video J81 says, damn, that's hard, but I'm going with Shane. Hot take, Logan is overrated. Okay. That is a hot take. I will give you that one. M4 Movie says Spider-Verse for me because I don't like the villain in Logan. Okay, yeah, I can agree that that's kind of the downside of that movie. RA Sports is going Logan. Movies and Train Studio says, ooh, that's tough. I'd go Logan, but I love Spider-Verse. Jared Runner says, I would disagree with Ken. Me as well, Jared. I'm gonna be honest. Probably the two best choices, though. Okay, I kind of agree with that statement. Spider-Verse says Danny K Reviews. Rev 4K says, Ken, you're tripping hard. If you think Spider-Verse is the best, I'm going to be in your DMs later. Expect it. Yeah, I might throw a couple movies in his face as well. Home Movie Collection 8K says, the first 30 minutes of Logan was filmed 15 minutes from my house. That Watertown gunfight. There you go. Fun facts coming out tonight. Water Tower. There's a lot of factors involved in my love for that movie. Hot take, Into the Spider-Verse is overrated. Wow, they're coming with the hot takes tonight, but you guys looks like round number 5 is going with Logan. So Dell on Movies is up 4 rounds to 1. Great pull from both contestants on that one. That was a tough choice to make because those are 2 movies that everybody talks about to today. So good choices there. But let's get into round number 6. Show a movie with a female lead. So again, round 6, show a movie with a female lead.
Does it have to be like just one actress can be the female lead or like a whole ensemble?
It can be one.
All right.
If you want to bring us a movie with all women starring, totally fine.
Okay.
As long as it's a female. All right, there you guys have it. This battle is very surprising. I didn't know what to expect. Wendell Oddly, he's in the chat from week to week, watching every show that we do here. So I didn't really know he was much of a collector like he is. He has more. He said he's more on the blog side of things. So I didn't know what to expect coming into this one. You know, I've been on Shane's lives on Instagram before, so I knew kind of what he had in store for us. He's been asking me for a while to do a weekend show that so he can come up and be on the movie collection battle. So, you know, this battle here is a little bit surprising to me. So I'm surprised, you know, Wendell's off to this big lead. I thought Shane, you know, was going to come with it, have some great titles for us. But, you know, it's not about me and what I think. It's about you guys in the chat and what it is that you would pick. But nonetheless, let's get into it. Let's see what you guys will go ahead and pull this round. RA Sports says Shane won 2 rounds.
Yeah, I think Shane won the last round. You misstated it. I think you gave it to me.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I sure did. Yep. Thank you for the correction, RA Sports. Mr. Rigby says Atomic Blonde. With the female lead, that should be a caveat. Make sure it's actually good. Red 4K says, sorry, Ken, but there's no way I'm giving best superhero movie to a cartoon. You can say animated, but you'd still be wrong. Set It Off, Aliens, Kill Bill. Would you consider Endgame because Scarlett Johansson is a lead in it? I wouldn't pull it, to be honest. Watch Sucker Punch because you recommended 4K Corner. I actually enjoyed it. I'm glad you enjoyed it because that is a movie either you're going to like it or you're going to absolutely hate it. Dangerous Minds. Oh, that's a good one. Haven't seen that in years. Alita, Resident Evil, 2018 Tomb Raider. One of my favorites, Mean Girls. Jackie Brown. Ken hates that one for some reason. It was way back in the pack on his top Tarantino films. That was Shane's win that round, correct? Yep. It was. Yep. The new Tomb Raider, not the Angelina Jolie. Hey, whoa. Angelina Jolie one. The funny thing is, I usually don't like animation outside of Disney. Bridesmaids or Point of No Return, Silence of the Lambs. All right, let's get into this round. Show a movie with a female lead. Dell on movies, I believe you're up first.
Yeah, I believe so. And I'm going to go with the Atomic Blonde. It's a steelbook from Atomic Blonde. Nice back. And I even love the inside. Got a nice picture up there. But the action scenes in here are insane, though.
They are pretty good. I was a little bit underwhelmed with that film. I thought it would be a little bit better than what it was. So I haven't went back to watch it since I watched it the first time. To me, it just wasn't a lot, you know, to pull me back to it again. All right, Shane, what do you got?
All right, so I know a lot of people love this coming of age 24 film, and I'm going with Lady Bird.
Ooh.
So it wasn't one of my favorite A24 movies, but Saoirse Ronan's performance was really good. So, and she's the female lead, so that's what I'm going with.
Right, 2 nice picks. We got Dell on movies with Atomic Blonde and Shane with Lady Bird. Mid-Level Media says if it wasn't last place 4K, I love all Tarantino's films. Yeah, it wasn't last, but it was far back in the pack. Further than what I would have put it. Mr. Rigby says Atomic Blonde for the win. Shrimper Man says Atomic Blonde. 4K Crib is here. Glad to finally have you here live with us, 4K Crib. He says no vote tonight on this round. Mid-Level Media says Atomic Blonde, not a Lady Bird fan. Rev 4K says, haven't seen Blonde and I hated Lady Bird, but I guess I gotta go Lady Bird. K says, haven't seen either of them, can't vote. Chongo is going with Lady Bird. Rev 4K says, Ken hates Lady Bird. Never mind, I like it now. Jared Runner says Atomic Blonde, so he's got another vote in tonight. Love it. Movies and Train Studios. I'll go Atomic Blonde because it's the only one I've seen. Tula Moore says, I'm going with Lady Bird. NM Media also taking Lady Bird. Side Hustle Cinema says Lady Bird. We got around. We got around. Stanley Jane says, haven't seen either movie, so no vote. Danny K reviews. Haven't seen Atomic Blonde, and I didn't like Lady Bird, so no vote. It's a lot of no votes this round. Basement Blues. I haven't seen Atomic Blonde yet, so my choice is for Lady Bird. Home Movie Collection 8K says Atomic Blonde for me. Bethany Payne says Lady Bird is one of my favorites. RA Sports. Wow, I never would have thought of Lady Bird. That gets my vote. Rev 4K says, I get happy whenever I see Jared vote. Yeah, it shows us he's seen some movies. Edge of 17 was a way better film, coming of age film, and didn't get near the recognition. Sister Street Fighter, anyone got that? Wow.
I actually do. Didn't pull it though.
Jazz Meester says Atomic Blonde. All right, let's see if there's any more votes that's going to pop up. I've got it. 8 votes for Lady Bird. 7 votes for Atomic Blonde. So it looks like Lady Bird is going to take it this round. L2 Mando just came with another vote for Shane and Lady Bird, so he will be taking round number 6. So it now, was it tied up 3-3? So once again, we have got a battle on our hands, just the way I wanted to go, back and forth. So let's see what these last 3 rounds can bring us. Will it go down to the last round? That's something that hasn't really happened in these battles. Would love to see it happen tonight on this special Saturday night show. And make sure you guys hit that like button if you enjoy the content. If you're new to the building, please hit the subscribe button. But let's get into round number 7. Shane, I'm gonna say you might have wanted to keep that Braveheart pool for this round, because round number 7 says show a movie with the highest kill count. Now let me explain this before you guys pull off, because I don't want you guys to mistake it. The question. So what I mean is a lot of kills happened in the movie or throughout the entire movie, not that something like I Am Legend where he's the last man on Earth, so everyone's already dead. So it had to be a lot of kills happen in the movie.
Okay.
All right. There we go. All right. Both contestants are gone. Home Movie Collection 8K says, Wendell, hold up your Sister Street Fighter copy with pride. 4K Crib says, let's do 20 rounds. Wow, I don't think I can do 20 rounds of talking. I'm going to have a co-host for that one. K says, Kingsman. Chongo Chalupa says, Commando would be a good pull. Does Rambo 2008 still have the highest body count? That's a good question. Maybe somebody can Google it. It's another fun fact for the night. Mr. Dingo 4K, if you watch WrestleMania, watch the Seth Rollins versus Cesaro match. It's really, really good. Yes, Cesaro is a great wrestler. I was hoping when his contract was up that he'd go to AEW. Doesn't seem like that was what was happening. But I do like Cesaro as a wrestler. Think he's really good at what he does. 4K Chris says John Wick Chapter 3. Mid-Level Media says Jason Goes to Hell. Mr. Rigby, John Wick 3 as well. Rev 4K says better not pull in-game, that don't count as kills. AM Cinema and Gaming, hey, thought they was only on Thursdays. Yes, we got a special battle tonight. I told you guys, as long as you hit me up and say you want a battle, we'll try to get you in if you can't do it on Thursday. Danny K Review says Kill Bill. Joyce Jones says 300. And Stanley James says, hey, AM Cinema. All right, you guys, let's get into it. Round number 7 said, show a movie with the highest kill count. Shane's box office, you are up first.
All right, so I'm actually going with John Wick Chapter 3. I was thinking if I had Hacksaw Ridge, I probably would have pulled that, but that's not in my collection. But I'm just gonna go with John Wick 3 for now. So
definitely not a bad pull. Had a few people say that, so We'll see which way these votes go. All right, Dell on movies. He smacked you with that one. What you got? Tell me it's not the same movie.
No, it's not. It could have been, but I don't want to do typical things. I'm going with the movie that really had an insane body count. It was people started dying about 2 minutes in and never stopped. And it's from the Rambo collection. I'm going with part 4.
Yeah. I believe somebody in the chat also said that one too, right? All right, so there you have it, you guys. We got John Wick 3 versus Rambo 4. Go ahead and get your votes in. Danny K Review says Kill Bill, Joyce Jones 300. Yes, we saw that. AM Cinema said rest in peace to DMX. Definitely rest in peace. Rev 4K says Googled it and Kingdom of Heaven, the highest body count, 610 on-screen kills. Wow. I haven't seen that movie.
I haven't either.
Yeah. Not me.
All right. 4K Crib is voting John Wick 3. So Shane's off with the first vote. AM Cinema saying what's up, Stanley James. K is going John Wick 3 as well. Chongo is going with Rambo Part 4. Mid-level says John Wick Chapter 3. NM Media also John Wick. Bethany Payne also going with John Wick. Stanley James, John Wick. Jazz is going with John Wick. Mr. Rigby, another pick for John Wick. Red 4K says John Wick 3 gets my vote. Best action franchise all time. Baked Potato Joe Biden, John Wick. Charles Rollins going John Wick. Danny K Reviews, John Wick. Basement Blues also going John Wick. RA Sports says I love John Wick 3. Gets my vote. Side Hustle Cinema is going with Rambo 4. AM Cinema Gaming, John Wick Chapter 3. Latula Moore says John Wick Chapter 3 is a better movie, but my vote goes to Rambo. Home Movie Collection 8K says Rambo 4 for me. 50 cal mows down hundreds of guys. Yeah, it did. Jared Runner, he's going with John Wick 3. Haven't seen Rambo 4 yet. Shrimp Man is taking Rambo. Tierra's going with Rambo as well. Shrimp Man says, wow, John Wick is overrated. A lot of hot takes tonight. L2 Mando is taking Shane in his John Wick Chapter 3 pool. And if there's no more votes coming in, it looks like Shane in his John Wick Chapter 3 is taking round number 7. So he is up 4 rounds to 3. Way to bring it back, Shane. All right, let's see if Dell can bring it back on round number 8. This one should be nice and easy. Round number 8 says, show your best Tom Cruise movie. Uh-oh. Neither of these guys looked excited about this question, so we'll see which direction they go. Tons of Tom Cruise movies can be pulled off the shelf for this round. Arguably could be called the GOAT. I don't know. Would you put him over Leonardo? I don't know. Leonardo might be my number 1. Tom Cruise is probably right behind him or very close. But nonetheless, let's get into the chat. I'm quite sure you guys have some good ones that you were naming. Chongo said Rain Man. Case going Collateral. I finally watched that 4K last night. I was impressed, to be honest. From the opening shot, like it was so clean for a movie that's so dark. And I remember it had quite a bit of grain in it. I think they cleaned it up really, really good. I enjoyed it. It made me like and respect the movie more watching the 4K than when I originally watched it before. Bethany Payne says risky business. 4K Crib is saying pull Top Gun. Oh, he's going Top Gun Maverick. Yeah, I can't wait for that. The audio should be amazing. Mr. Rigby says Edge of Tomorrow. Here we go. Mission Impossible Fallout. Eyes Wide Shut. Another Top Gun. AM Cinema and Gaming says nope. 4K Crib says Denzel Washington or Will Smith. Watch them both pull Fallout. I don't know. I think Wendell's trying to pull some stuff that we're not thinking about. AM Cinema and Gaming says Cruise is overrated. Best Tom Cruise performance was in Tropic Thunder. Joyce Jones says Collateral. Jared Runner says Edge of Tomorrow. Watch The Uninvited. It has a good plot twist. Rev 4K says Collateral is amazing. Love Tom Cruise playing a villain. Basement Blue says Last Samurai. He says, yeah, 4K Corner. The Blu-ray for Collateral was terrible. Absolutely love the 4K upgrade finally.
Not what I'm doing.
Yep. So there it is. Let's see what else gonna. Here we go. Both contestants are back. So let's get into it. Show your best Tom Cruise movie. Who was first this round?
I think it was Dell.
Yep.
It's on me again.
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm gonna go with one that's a little bit underrated, but I'm gonna go with Edge of Tomorrow, or Live, Die, Repeat, however you want to call it.
Yeah. The one whose title they weren't sure which one they wanted to go with.
Exactly.
All right. That's a good one, though. A lot of people in the chat love talking about that movie every week. So I think you should be able to pull some good votes off of that one, unless Shane really smacks you in the face with something on this one. Shane, what do you got for us, sir?
I'll be honest, I'm not the biggest Tom Cruise fan, and I don't have a ton of his movies. This might be like the only one I have, but it is Edge of Tomorrow.
Oh, finally.
Yeah.
Both contestants are pulling out the same movie. Chat, you know what that means. I need some suggestions on what their next question should be, because we need to scrap round number 8's Tom Cruise question. So throw some really good ones in the chat for me, and I will decide which one it is that I want to go with. Dyke Antenna says Tom Cruise's best movie was Endless Love. Mr. Rigby says Edge of Tomorrow is an amazing film. Latilla Moore says my vote goes to Live, Die, Repeat. Basement Blue says Edge of Tomorrow was a fun watch. Yes, it was. Chongo says grab a movie with Jim Carrey from your collection. Danny K said best animated, best gay love story, best Paul Rudd, best Marvel, best psychological thriller, best Japanese sword fight, best horror, best movie with a twist ending, best guilty pleasure. Pull a movie that starts with the letter H. All right. Any more suggestions? Any more? Let's see. I think I see one that I want to go with. Best foreign, best picture winner. Well, then that would be tough, because you got to be into those shows to know, what really won best picture. So I think that's hard, especially for somebody like me. I don't really watch all those little award shows. I'm not that award season person. So I think those shows are pretty boring. Best independent movie, best historical fiction, best cage fight scene, best horror that left you creeped out. All right, I think I've seen one that I want to go with. Let's go with this one. Danny K Review said best guilty pleasure. All right, thank you guys. Those were some really good suggestions on questions. Maybe I will write a few of them. I think I'll write a few of them down, and I will use them at some point in a battle. I doubt I'll do it for the next battle, because I don't want people to be like, oh, he said he's going to use those questions, so I already know what some of them are. But definitely some great questions coming from you guys, so I will jot some of them down real quick, and we will be using them in the future, and I'll make sure I write your name with them so that I can let everybody know that it was the question that you came up with. So good one. I don't want you guys to feel like, I'm not using your suggestions. Yes, I will be using them. So your time is not wasted here in the 4K corner. But I thought that was a really good one. I don't believe we've had that guilty pleasure question. I could be wrong. I'm not too sure. We've had quite a few battles, and I'm trying not to recycle questions, at least for quite some time. I know it's going to come a point, got to recycle some of the questions because it's getting harder and harder. But thank you to everybody that does hit me in my DM and be like, hey, here's one that you could use. So I definitely think that really helps out. I really want to see what both are going to pull. So far, Shane is back already. He's been coming back pretty quick tonight. All right, so both contestants are back, so let's get into it. Shane, you are up first. What's your favorite guilty pleasure?
This is just a fun comedy, and I felt they rebooted it pretty good. So Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, that was a decent one right there. I think I kind of liked them. Yeah, that one was better. Yeah, I'll give it to that one. I know a lot of people aren't big fans of The Rock, but I think they did a good job with that reboot. Mm-hmm. All right, Dell, what do you got to compete against Jumanji?
I'm going way back in the time, and I'm gonna go with the movie a lot of people might not have even seen, but I'm going with it anyway. Going with the Steelbook for the Warriors.
Okay. Cult classic right there. Definitely a good pull. All right, there you have it, you guys. It's Jumanji, Welcome to the Next Level versus the Warriors in round number 8.
Well, it's the first Jumanji. Welcome to the Jungle.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Looks like we still got some good questions coming in. Best horror that left you creeped out. Best family movie. Best Nick Cage movie. Epic movie. The Mummy. Horror movie that made you scared as a kid. Best guilty pleasure. Death Proof Stuntman. Mike is a Savage. Summer Rental. John Candy. Classic. AM Cinema and Gaming says The Warriors. Home Movie Collection 8K says The Warriors for me and Kari. Chongo Chalupa says The Warriors is my vote. Mr. Rigby says The Warriors for sure. Bethany Payne says Jumanji, still need to see The Warriors. Rev 4K says going with Dell. I hate Jumanji so bad it's not even funny. Wow. Warriors come out and play. And M Media says the Warriors. Jazz also going the Warriors. Stanley James going with the Warriors. Charles Rollins says Warriors. AM Cinema and Gaming says great pick. Love the Warriors video game. Yes, that did have a video game. 4K Crib says no vote. Baked Potato Joe says the Warriors. Jared Runner is going Jumanji. Shrimp Man says Warriors come out and play. Classic. AM Cinema says first film that made you cry. RA Sports says never saw Warriors, so going with Jumanji. Tilla Moore says the Warriors for the win. The bathroom fight is hilarious. Warriors and the Warrior game says Mr. Dingo. All right, let me go back up because StreamYard did mess up on me. Just want to make sure I didn't miss any votes. This is a really close battle, but it looks like round number 8 is going to Dale on movies. Going into the final round, we have got a battle, you guys. 4 rounds to 4. This last question is for it all. Contestants, you ready?
All ready.
Oh, yeah.
All right. And I think we kind of saw somebody kind of ask this question too. That's the funny part. Round number 9 says, show the best love story in your collection.
Okay.
Uh-oh. I didn't like Shane's demeanor on that one, so we'll see what he's got. Maybe he doesn't have a love story type film. You know, it can just be a connection between two of the actors that was very strong. It doesn't have to flat out be like this love story drama. As long as those two had a real good connection that, you know, pulled you into the film. Rev 4K says best love story, The Fly. Movie that scared you the most as a child is a good question. Yeah, I did really like that one. Danny K Review says True Romance. Mr. Rigby, Nick and Nora's Playlist. Marley and Me. Oh yeah, that one to make you cry. Toby Spider-Man and Mary Jane. Overboard, one of my favorites. Baked Potato Joe Biden says Fatal Attraction. About Time is the best. Safe Haven. Does Hustle and Flow count as a love story? Oh, looks like round number 9 has them thinking. No, Shane has been coming back very fast most of the rounds. Not too sure he has exactly what he's thinking about. Seems like Dell on movies. It sounds like he's been shuffling through some movies on the round, so it's starting to take him a little bit more time to come back. Either that or he's not sure what he wants to pull. Well, no, I'm sure he probably knows what he wants to pull. He's just got to find it. Shrimper Man says the movie that scared you most as an adult. How about Shape of Water? Love and Basketball 2 is a great one. Yeah, pretty decent one. The surprise battle turned out to be fire. Yes, it did. Like I said, it's not quite what I expected. I think this is the first one to where it's went down to the last and final question. So eager to see how this one turns out in the end. Enjoy this. It's Saturday night. A lot going on. I know people are usually watching movies. Movie theaters are open in select cities. So I know people usually have things to do. So I'm glad, I'm seeing 32 on the ticker right now that are here. So thank you to all 32 that are here, whether you're watching this all the way through or you have me on in the background. It don't matter. As long as you have me on play, I appreciate it. You guys make sure you hit that like button. It definitely helps out the videos. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. If you want to come up here and battle, or you want to be a part of the live Q&A events, you can hit me up in my DM on Instagram at 4KDRay, just like you see it on the screen. Or you can email me. Email link is in the description. If usually I'm up live Thursday nights at 9 Eastern. Those are the main nights that I try to do these battles. But you guys, if we can come up with another date, I am down to do it on a different night. It's just all up to everybody on the panel to do it. And if you didn't catch the last video on Thursday, we started a new format. Unfortunately, couldn't do it tonight because this was kind of a little bit last minute, so I didn't have time to set up the categories. So we may see that return this Thursday. If I can get 2 people that say I am ready to battle this Thursday, we will have another battle. If not, I'm looking to do something a little bit different on Thursday night. So stay tuned. Shrimper Man says a walk to remember. Red 4K says Dell ran to Best Buy to buy a love story movie. Jared Runner says I don't own a single love story movie. Home Movie Collection 8 says Titanic. Yeah, that's one of the main ones. Mr. Rigby, come on, Dale. Put on Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Yeah, where's 4K Media Guy? That probably be his pick. Home Movie Collection 8K says Bride of Chucky. He also said Leprechaun and His Gold and Titanic. Hell yeah, Bride of Chucky. And Mr. Dingo said Warm Bodies is a good one. All right, you guys, both contestants are back, ready to find out who is going to win this battle. It's coming down to round number 9, so let's get into it. Question was, show the best love story in your collection. Dell on Movies, you're up first.
All right, so I know it took a while because I thought I had this in a more updated format, but I don't. I have it in DVD, but I'm still going with it. It's a family Family favorite.
Hello.
Shout out to my wife. So we're going Love and Basketball.
Nice. First, I think that's the first pull on DVD that we've seen on the battles too. And I believe somebody else said that in the chat with Love and Basketball. So good pull right there for Love and Basketball. All right. What do you got, Shane?
I don't really have a ton of love story films, but I'm going with a classic, which is Grease.
Oh, boy, you guys are going back in time on us. All right, there you have it. Grease versus Love and Basketball to end out the night. Let's see who the chat has winning tonight. Shrimper Man says your hosting is getting better. Keep up the hard work. Well, thank you for that. Kay says, Love and Basketball. I see you, Dell. Chongo says, Love and Basketball for me. Jared Runner, no vote. 4K Crib also saying no vote. Home Movie Collection 8K says, Kari says Grease. Tierra Ray says Love and Basketball. Mr. Rigby says, wow, Grease for the win. Yeah, I don't even have that 8K yet. L2 Mando says Shane. Mid-Level Media says that's the word. Stanley James says Love and Basketball. Red 4K says gotta go Grease Lightning. NM Media says Grease. Baked Potato Joe Biden is saying Grease is his vote tonight. Mr. Dingo is going with Love and Basketball. Jazz is also taking Love and Basketball. Latilla Moore says my vote goes to Love and Basketball with the basketball emoji. Mid-Level Media is taking Grease. Side Hustle Cinema's going Grease. Basement Blues says Grease, Danny, and Sandy. RA Sports taking Grease. Shane says L2 Mando. Shrimper Man says no vote. Bethany Payne is going Grease. AM Cinema and Gaming, no vote. Charles Rollins also saying no vote. Mando Burger is going with Shane and Grease. Snooja says Grease for me. All right, getting down to the bottom. Do we have any more votes coming through right now? Grease is in the lead for the final round. I'll give it about 5 seconds to see if any more votes pop up from my StreamYard. All right, so looks like tonight's winner will be Shane's Box Office taking the victory in round number 9 with his Grease pull. Congratulations, sir. You are tonight's winner.
Thank you. It's been a great game, and thank you for having me on.
Yep, that was awesome, man. Both you guys pulled out some great movies, Dale. You really took it to on a different level, showing us some titles, that nobody's been thinking about. I was surprised to see that DVD get pulled in the last round. Love and Basketball was a great choice. So thank you guys for both coming up tonight, blessing us with your time on a Saturday night. I know you can be busy doing other things, but you decided to take some time out, have a little fun with us tonight. So thank you for that. Definitely enjoyed having you. I'm quite sure the chat enjoyed it as well, giving them some extra content to watch tonight. Looks like they had some fun in the chat. So once again, thank you guys. But before we get out of here, I want you guys to shout yourself out one more time. Let them know where they can find you. Dell on Movies, we'll let you go first.
All right, first, I had a great time. Hope to do it again. Good job, Shane. You can find me on Twitter at Dell on Movies. You can find me on Blogspot. That's my written blog where I do written reviews and other things dealing with movies. That's Dell on Movies at Blogspot. And Letterboxd, also Dell on Movies. And I did just start an Instagram not that long ago. I haven't really gotten active there yet, but I plan to. So that's also Dell on Movies.
Right. Awesome. You guys make sure you follow him over on his outlets. Shane, you are tonight's winner. Go ahead and take it away, sir.
First, I want to say thank you for having me on, and this was a great game, Dell on Movies, and I hope to be on here again if I'm available. And my social media is on Instagram, of course, the Shane's Box Office. I'm gonna have some monthly recent pickups, like a Instagram TV video, and you can see all my recent pickups there and new movies that I've watched. I have a Letterboxd account, and I have ratings, reviews, and rankings and lists on there with my full Blu-ray collection. And on YouTube, I'm going to start probably playing around with the stream yards and see what I can get going there. But thank you. It's been a great game.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. And one more time, I just want to say thank you to everybody up here on the panel and everybody in the chat taking the time out on a busy Saturday night to spend time right here on the Behind the Screen podcast with another movie collection battle. You guys, we will be up again on Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern is where you can find us right here on YouTube. Follow me over on Instagram for additional content and for promotion to let you know who's up next on the next battle or live Q&A. Once again, thank you for being here. It's been another night with the Behind the Screen podcast. Thank you guys for being here. Definitely appreciate it. Salute. We are gone.